A good afternoon to you. 9 minutes after 1987, and of course, it is a Saturday edition of a Bob Lassiter show. You see, Saturday editions are a little bit different. Just to kind of make a point, I don't work on Saturday. I come in and I sit here, and it's even worse today. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I was out last night, tipping the old glass. Whoa, it is a little rough this morning. I wouldn't call it a hangover, but I did kill about 30 or 40,000 brain cells along the way last evening. And so I am totally and completely at your mercy. Let me give you the telephone numbers, okay? We'll just try to make it a nice, easy-going Saturday. A special invitation to stupid callers and befuddled old people. It'll just be kind of a Saturday schmooze. You know what Saturday schmoozes are, right? Of course. I mean, I was a good guy this morning. I was really a good guy. Instead of, reading the paper and making notes and all of that kind of stuff, I did the dishes. And I did pick up a little bit in the dining room, and I did dust the coffee table. I didn't get much further than that, but, hey, it was very difficult maneuvering around this morning. You know what I mean? Whoa, very, very difficult. I could tell you stories about last night that would just make, but they'll have to wait for some other day. No, they're not really that, the stories are not that bad. It's just that I got a chance. You see, I was at somebody else's event last evening, okay? I was at someone else's event. They were paying, and of course, I'm throwing them down with both hands. Boom, 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 boom. And I can't tell you at this point of the game what I did, but at some point, I will tell you. I promise, I swear to you, I will tell you sometime in the future what I did last evening. It is not bad. I didn't put a lampshade on. I didn't drop my pants. I didn't chase any women around the table, but it was one of those, kind of get-even type of things, and it was fun. Someday I'll tell you about it. Let us go to Seminole and say good morning, Bernadine, or good afternoon, as the case may be. Off a great start already. Better get the kazoo ready today.
Good morning.
Hi there, Bernadine. How are you, Bernadine? Okay. It's going to be a long one.
I'm Bernadine.
Yes, I know. I'm Bob.
Somebody else is talking on this line.
No,
voice.
No, they're not, Bernadine. You see, you're trying to listen to the radio and talk on the phone at the same time, and
there's another lady saying it.
You're trying to listen to the radio.
Oh, this could be fun. Notice how that other lady went away as soon as you turned the radio down, Bernadine?
I just turned it off.
I know, but if you turn it back up, you'll hear that other weird lady saying strange, stupid things.
Well, what is that?
Oh, it's just something we do here to mess with your head on Saturday.
Well, now, am I open?
Are you open? I don't know. What are you open for, Bernadine?
I want to talk to Bob Lassiter.
Well, go ahead.
Are you Bob Lassiter?
Yes, I do believe I am.
You don't sound like him.
I don't sound like him.
No.
Okay, you got me, Bernadine. You got me. Hey, Bob? Bob, it didn't work. Come on over. Come on back here.
Okay, Bernadine, now I'm here. Go ahead.
You're not him either.
I'm not him either.
No.
Okay. Bob, this didn't work either. No, this lady's too sharp for this. Okay. Here he comes, lady.
Hi, Bernadine, this is Bob Lassiter. What can I do for you?
Yes, you are Bob Lassiter.
Yes, I am.
I had two other men on there telling me they're Bob Lassiter.
I know. We just do that kind of stuff on Saturday.
Well,
it's kind of a silly show, It's just a silly show.
Well, what I just wanted to know is why you call the befuddled old ladies, because they really love
I don't
you.
call the befuddled old ladies. Befuddled old ladies call me.
You said earlier in the program.
No, Bernadine. What I said is befuddled old ladies call me. I don't call them.
Well, I didn't mean it that way. I mean, after all, like I am, I'm 79, I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a lot of pep yet. And I enjoy your program.
Well, great. Well, actually, you see, Bernadine, it wasn't me. It was one of those Bob Lassiter impersonators. One of the guys you spoke with earlier.
Well, why did they put them on?
Well, we got them on the payroll. There's nothing, there's not much for them to do on Saturday. There's hardly anybody at the radio station on Saturday. All of the, the important people get the day off. And so all of the other people around here on Saturday, who are basically window cleaners and janitors.
Now, you're
they
really
take
Bob
part.
Lassiter, right?
I am really Bob Lassiter, right?
Now.
So we let all the janitors impersonate Bob Lassiter on Saturday morning.
Pardon?
We let all the janitors impersonate Bob Lassiter on Saturday morning.
Come on.
That's true.
Now,
You were talking to them.
Where did you used to live in New Jersey?
Collingswood.
Guess where I lived? Haddonfield.
Newark. Okay. Thanks, Bernadine.
You're welcome.
Take care. I just remembered an amusing incident from my childhood. Let's see. What's the story here? Mason in Tampa. Hi, Mason. You're on the air at WFLA.
Hello, Bob.
Yes, Mason.
I'd just like to congratulate you on the Man of the Year.
Well, thank you, Mason. It's a tremendous honor to be named Man of the Year by Ted Webb's listeners. It's an incredible honor, and I don't think the full force of it is totally sunk in yet. Probably tonight when I go home, I'll get chills and goosebumps.
Yeah, Bob.
Yes, Mason.
I really think Hulk Hogan should have won it, though.
Well, I mean, come on. He lost. He lost. King Kong Bundy. There's a real man.
Well,
Hogan's washed up.
Anyway.
He's washed up. Bundy, that's where it's at. Bundymania.
Nah.
Yeah.
Bobby's a weasel.
A weasel? King Kong Bundy, a weasel? He's a real man. Hulk Hogan walks around with baby oil all over his body.
Well,
That's not what a real man does.
Bundy's manager is a weasel.
Real men don't sit around putting baby oil on themselves, rubbing it all in, getting it in between the little toes. That's not what a real man would do.
Well,
A real man comes out there in just a black bodysuit with his head shaved and beats up on little wimps that put baby oil on themselves.
well, at least what King Kong Bundy has a weasel for a manager.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, one of the
The
best,
weasel Heenan.
one of the most brilliant minds in
weasel.
professional wrestling today.
The weasel Heenan.
And on top of that, he has an incredible personality.
Bob,
Yeah.
get this straight. The weasel Heenan. Okay?
He is not a weasel.
Yes, he is.
That's what guys that put baby oil on themselves calling. He's a good man.
Well,
But thanks anyway, Mason.
yeah, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I certainly do appreciate that.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care. Out to Hyde Park we go for a man with a very large collection of personal postcards, Jack Ellery. Hi, Jack. How you doing?
Hey.
On in the program, we'll be conducting our own poll for Man of the Year. This will be a little bit different. There are 3 contestants, Santa Claus, Oliver North, or Jack Ellery, but that will be coming up later in the program. Right now, the mistakes do happen. What can I say?
Okay. Well, I know how it is on Saturday morning. You don't get a chance to read the paper.
Not when I've got all those dishes to do.
Well, we each have our little cross to bear.
Thank you, Orrin.
Good afternoon, Bob.
Take care. To Bruce in Dunedin. Hi, Bruce. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Bruce
In Dunedin.
in Dunedin.
Right.
Too much of a man because he has baby oil on him.
Well, come on, Bruce.
Yeah, but I got kind of
Guy probably wears feathers in private,
The only problem is you said this morning that you got up and did dishes
Well, yeah.
and other housework.
Yeah, but I didn't have baby oil on me.
Well, maybe your wife would have liked that.
Well, maybe she would have, Bruce, but we didn't discuss it.
But does a real man really do dishes? A Man of the Year?
Yes, a real man does dishes. They're the kind of things that make me Man of the Year. That I will do dishes, that I will dust the coffee table, that I will straighten up the dining room table.
You think maybe if I do dishes around my house, my wife will put baby oil on me?
But, the Man of the Year doesn't stand around in front of mirrors covered with baby oil flexing his muscles.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now.
Especially with a tearaway T-shirt.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now.
If Hogan, really tried to rip a real T-shirt off, he probably hurt himself.
Well, that's possible. We'll find out Wednesday at the Sun Dome. You've been talking the last couple of days about, men and women and who's superior, kind of, and I just want to give my vote for men's superiority over...
I don't think I was talking about, which of the sexes is superior. I don't believe that either sex is superior.
Well, I have to go for men. There's no question about it.
Well, what can you expect from a guy that likes other men who stand in front of mirrors, covered in baby oil?
Hey, when you got it, you got to flaunt it.
All right.
And I definitely have it. There's no question about that.
And grease it down, too,
Well, let me tell you. Men are stronger. They're better looking. They're healthier. They're smarter. But a real man doesn't do dishes and doesn't do housework.
A real man has been known to do dishes.
Well, I haven't done them yet, so it can't be true.
Besides, my wife won't.
Oh, well, that makes a difference.
And some of those dishes go back to last August, man.
Oh, that's understandable.
I mean, you know, it was really getting grim out there.
All right.
There were purple and green things kind of crawling around.
Oh, okay. That's understandable. You must not have a dishwasher then.
Well, yes, we do.
Oh,
Its
maybe
name
that
is
explains it.
Mad Dog.
Well, Dog, I'm glad you got that Man of the Year award. But the only bad news I have for you is that the Hulkster will win Wednesday night. He'll still be the Man of the Year, not Bundy Mania.
Bundy, 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 Bundy.
King Kong Dundee.
Whoa, get off my phone.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Okay.
Bye, Bruce.
Have a good one.
I'll try. Judy in Pinellas Park. Hi, Judy. You're on the air at WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Judy.
Well, what rock did that guy crawl out of?
I don't know. No, you know, what do you expect? You know, sitting there covering himself in baby oil. Judy? Judy, are you with me, Judy? Guess that's all Judy had to say. Such is life. Here it is. You've waited for it. Jacob in Clearwater. Jakey, baby, how you doing, honey?
Mr. Lassiter.
Boy, did you hear, Jacob? Do you know that your girl Irma almost beat Jessica Hahn as Woman of the Year on the Ted Webb Show?
Mr. Lassiter. That's a disgrace. I think you ought to
What, the Ted Webb Show is a disgrace?
Yes, it is.
What's the matter with the Ted Webb Show, Jacob?
He's a foul-mouthed sex pervert. I think you ought to be nominated for Demon of the Year, Mr. Lassiter. Demon.
Demon of the Year?
Yes.
But all the guys and the girls were calling in saying, Irma for Woman of the Year. You didn't get too many votes for Man of the Year. I think you might have gotten one.
I'm not interested in such frivolous chatter.
Well, Jacob, I'm not interested in frivolous chatter either. Let me put you on hold for just a moment. I got to take care of some business here. I've got to check in with line 13. I've got to check in with Dick Norman.
Hey, Robert.
What's the matter? What are you calling in on my show for, Norman?
Well, I just want to tell you that...
I got Jacob on the other
your
line.
lines are completely filled.
Well, not
Your call did not go through.
not completely filled.
Try your call again.
There's something weird going on here.
13.
Dick, are you still there? We lost Dick. Dick is gone. Hello, Dick. Call back again sometime, Dick. Should we give Dick... We'll give Dick about 15, 20 seconds to call in here. Jacob is still holding there, and because we don't want to interrupt Jacob again. So we'll just give Dick a moment or two to call in here. I can even give you the telephone numbers, Dick, in case you're listening out there and you forgot the number in. Are you back with me?
I'm back with you. See, the thing is, we're doing these 90-second free phone calls at the Clearwater Mall, which is really neat. But we got the machinery all set up to do 97-second phone calls, and gee, at the end of 97 seconds, it just says goodbye, whether we want to say goodbye or not.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, Clearwater Mall is the place, Bob, and I'm going to, get out of your hair here and let you take care of more perverted business. But
I can't ever
we're in the
recall a
center
more
of the
perverted
Clearwater
call.
Mall, right outside the Limited and right across from the from Gaffer's and all of that stuff. And in just a few minutes, about 25 minutes from now, come on out.
You're such a nice guy.
I'm a warm, wonderful person.
You'll probably, of course, be hogging one of the lines yourself.
Yeah, well, I almost do. I'm talking on one of them to you right now. Long distance, all the way from the Clearwater Mall.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, my friend.
Take care.
Bye.
Let us now return to Jacob. Jacob, have you had time to calm down now?
Calm down from what, Mr. Lassiter?
From the outpouring of warmth and love in the community for your girlfriend, Irma.
I fortunately was unaware of such things.
Well,
What are you talking about?
Well, you see, on the Ted Webb Show this morning,
Yes.
Ted ran a little poll of his audience for Man of the Year and Woman of the Year.
Yes.
And I won Man of the Year, just beating out Oliver North.
Demon of the Year, yes.
And Irma almost won Woman of the Year. Unfortunately, she was beaten out by Jessica Hahn.
To put her in such company, Mr. Lassiter, is a disgrace.
Well, you must
That
understand.
woman is a whore.
Irma's a whore?
That Jessica woman is a whore and a thief.
Well, but you must understand, Jacob, that this was from the audience. They were not given names. That this came from them.
Well, I think that's representative of your audience, then.
No, it wasn't my show. It was the Ted Webb Show.
Your collectively, your radio station.
I was referring to.
Well, you're not pleased that people were naming Irma for Woman of the Year?
It was, as usual, in the form of ridicule.
Is Irma there with you today?
No, she is in bed right now.
She's in bed right now?
Yes. She had a terrible experience last night.
Oh, no. What happened, Jacob?
We were watching It's a Wonderful Life, a very good movie, good Christian movie.
Yeah.
That everyone should watch.
Yeah.
And a demon appeared to her.
A demon appeared to her?
Yes, Mr. Lassiter. I am serious.
And well, what happened, Jacob?
Well, we had to turn it off immediately.
Yes.
And she's still recovering from this.
Oh, you mean the demon appeared on the television screen?
Yes, I did not see it, but she did.
And just by turning off the television, the demon disappeared?
Yes.
Well, I don't think it could have been a real demon. A real demon wouldn't have been troubled by just turning off the television, would they, Jacob?
Well, I immediately started saying prayers, Mr. Lassiter. And in the presence of prayer, Satan will disappear.
Ah. And poor Irma was so struck by this that she's still in bed?
Yes.
Did the demon, strangle her or anything like that? Or it was just the emotional upset?
Excuse me?
Just the emotional upset?
Yes, it was the emotional upset. It was coming at her.
Oh, Jacob. About what time did this happen?
It was around 10 p.m.
And it was about 10 o'clock, and you, of course, immediately helped Irma to her bed. And
Well,
Irma, a good single Christian woman, is, as we speak, in your house.
Mr. Lassiter,
Sleeping.
I have several bedrooms, if this is what you're getting to.
Well, I just think the appearance, are there not small children in the neighborhood, Jacob?
Yes,
Can't they
there are.
see Irma's car there? They saw it pull up last night. It is still there now. What kind of a message does this send to the children in the neighborhood, Jacob?
Mr. Lassiter, I frequently drive her car. It is none of their business anyway.
I appreciate it's none of their business, Jacob, but you being a leader within the community,
I
a lot of people look up to you, Jacob.
Yes, they do, Mr. Lassiter.
Are giving a very, very bad impression right now.
No, I am not, Mr. Lassiter. She had a very traumatic emotional experience.
Well, I appreciate that she had a traumatic emotional experience, but, you could have called an ambulance or something and had her taken back to her own. She doesn't live there with you, does she, Jacob?
No, Mr. Lassiter. That is illegal in the state of Florida.
Jacob, suppose that you lived across the street from me. And suppose that, about 8:30 on a Friday night, a good-looking woman pulls up in front of my house, parks her car in the driveway, and goes into my house. And you check out your window every now and then, and you see that up to about 9:30, the lights are on in the living room. You can see the television through the window. And then all of a sudden at 10 o'clock, the television goes off, the lights go off, and the next morning you get up and the car is still there. It's now 12:30 in the afternoon. There's no sign of activity. What would you think was going on inside that house, Jacob?
Mr. Lassiter, in your case, it would be sin because you were married and engaging in a menage a trois sin.
Well, Jacob, you are a single man who purports to be a virgin, having women stay over your house.
Mr. Lassiter, she needed to pray. We prayed well into the evening, into the morning hours, and that is all.
Well, Jacob, I'm taking your word for it. I'm only talking about appearances, Jacob. You obviously don't care what other people think. You obviously don't care what kind of a message.
Okay.
There are now children in your neighborhood who are saying to their parents tonight, I'm going to invite my girlfriend Judy over to stay overnight with me. And the parents say, no, that's wrong.
Well,
and they say,
wrong,
well,
Lassiter.
Jacob does it.
Mr. Lassiter, I can determine between right and wrong. I know right and wrong.
But, Jacob, it's appearances that we're talking about.
There is right and there is wrong. I have never been wrong.
And you are giving a wrong appearance, a wrong impression to innocent children who you're making it so much more difficult for parents who are struggling in this world filled with evil and filled with indecency to tell their children, to give their children the message that you must be chaste.
Yes.
You must not stay overnight with your boyfriend.
Mr. Lassiter, my neighbors are aware of my moral standing.
They are. How are your neighbors aware of your moral standing?
Because they know me.
They know you.
Yes, they do. And when I speak to them later, if they have any questions, I will explain to them.
Right. Sure, Jacob. I've heard all kinds of explanations given to me, too. You know what I usually do when I hear an explanation like that?
What, Mr. Lassiter?
Wink and smile and giggle.
Why would you do that?
Because,
What would be
Jacob,
the point of that?
give me a break. Here you've got a hot tomato like Irma staying over your house who had a very traumatic experience last night. I can just see it now. Oh, Irma, baby, I'm sorry you saw those demons. Irma, let me massage the back of your neck, Irma.
No,
It'll help ease the tensions, and then all of a sudden you're scratching her back up and down, up and down. Then you move to the sides and you're stroking them up and down, up and down. And all of a sudden the fingers go just a little bit forward as we get up underneath the arms and back down and up and down the back again and the neck. And the first thing you know, there you are, panting in passion with your hands all over the woman's memories.
Must you continue with this foul filth?
And here's this woman who has been beset by devils, is now confused. You've got her in the bedroom. Lord only knows what you're doing with her. You don't even get up to listen to the Ted Webb show. You're so tired from this night of passion you can't even get to the phone until 12:30 in the afternoon, and you expect me to believe that nothing happened, Mr. Lassiter.
We had Bibles in our laps. We were not engaging in this foul fornication that you described.
Yeah, you had a Bible there. So did Elmer Gantry, Jacob.
Elmer Gantry is fiction, Mr. Lassiter.
Well, of course, Jacob, there are many people that say you are, too.
They are very, very wrong, and that is a very dangerous mistake.
Why is that a dangerous mistake, Jacob?
Because I am not fiction.
You are not what? You're not fiction.
I am not.
And you want me to believe that you spent the night under the same roof with this hot tomato Irma,
Mr. Lassiter,
suffering from...
She is a fine young woman. Must you make references to vegetables?
Well, we already know that she's built like a brick you-know-what. You told us that 2 weeks ago.
Your words.
No, you told us that. Remember, we said, hey, does she have big jugs, Jacob? And you said, yes, she does.
I was at an emotional, at the emotional end of my rope with you, Mr. Lassiter, last time we spoke.
Well, hadn't you had any for a while, Jacob?
Had any, Mr. Lassiter?
Yeah.
What do you?
Are you still at the emotional end of your rope, or have those tensions been relieved?
Yes, they have been relieved.
I knew it! Last night you took advantage of that poor woman. You took advantage of that poor woman in her emotional state to satisfy your own lust.
I have no lust in my heart, Mr. Lassiter.
No, of course not now. Probably by tonight you will again, but now you're sitting there smoking a cigarette with a big smile on your face. Sitting there with your little fuzzy slippers and your bathrobe after having engaged in a night of God only knows what with this poor woman.
Yes, I do have a bathrobe on, Mr. Lassiter, and that's as correct as you're going to be.
Oh, Jacob, we're so disappointed in you.
Disappointed in me? Mr. Lassiter, I am disappointed in you.
Why, Jacob?
Because your show is still not up to community standards, I do not believe.
Well, apparently it's, up to community standards in your community where people shack up overnight.
Mr. Lassiter, I explained these circumstances. Now, these were...
Yeah, I know. You explained the circumstances, and then I told people what really happened.
Well, it will be in their Christian minds to determine what was in my heart, nothing but solace.
We're not worried about what was in your heart, Jacob.
I think I know what you're going to say next, Mr. Lassiter.
What's that, Jacob?
It's going to be a foul, evil reference to certain anatomies.
Jacob, how could you possibly accuse me of that? I said nothing of the kind. But certainly there are such thoughts on your mind.
I can tell what you're thinking.
You can tell what I'm thinking. You can only tell what I'm thinking, Jacob, because apparently already the animal instincts are starting to build within you again. And build and build and build and build and build. And there's poor Irma. Resting peacefully, innocently in the next room.
Yes, she is, Mr. Lassiter.
And here you have thoughts on your mind that will no doubt lead to terrible things.
No, Mr. Lester, when I hang up from you, as usual, I will go and open my book and begin praying.
Open your book and begin praying. Ah.
Mr. Lassiter, do you get joy out of making fun out of people?
Do I get joy out of making fun out of people?
Yes.
Well, not necessarily. Why would you ask that?
Well, it appears that you do.
Carolyn would like to join in on the conversation. Carolyn, are you there?
I sure am. Hi, and congratulations on winning Man of the Year award in Tampa Bay.
Demon of the Year.
Well, thank you very much, Carolyn.
Jacob, please stay there. Hello, is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there, Carolyn.
Jacob?
Carolyn, you're going to have to speak up as much as you can.
All right, Jacob, I don't know whether you're real or imaginary. You're a put-on. But in either case, I think you're a real hoot. I love listening to you. You said you had no lust in your heart. Is that correct?
I do not, Carolyn.
I know that. And in my book...
No, he spent all of his lust last night.
In my
You will
book...
laugh now. You will both burn in the lake of fire.
Oh, of course, Jacob.
Both of you laugh, and don't look to me to throw you an inner tube to save your souls.
Jacob, do you know where you make your big mistake, baby? You make your big mistake by judging everyone else by your own pseudo-morality, baby. And
It is my
there's
right
nothing
to judge.
wrong, my dear, with having lust in your heart for someone of the opposite sex, or, if you prefer, someone of your own sex.
You're a disgrace.
Oh, of course,
How can you face
Jacob.
yourself in the mirror advocating homosexuality?
Jacob, I have been married to the same man for the 45 years, and I accept heterosexual lust and love in the same way I accept homosexual love and lust. And that makes me a far better Christian, quote unquote, than you. What would you say to that, Jacob?
I laughed because you're so misguided and hopeless.
Oh, of course. I'm so misguided that I can excuse your having Irma in your home overnight and claiming that you have Bibles on your lap. I have heard you brag about your members.
Yeah, what are you trying to hide with that Bible,
Sure,
Jacob?
that's what I'm interested in. You bragged about the size of your member
I have
and the
never.
size of and the size of Irma's jugs. Does she hold a Bible both on her lap and over her mammary glands?
How can you are a disgrace for a woman to get on here and speak in such terms?
Oh,
Is your husband
Jacob.
aware that you are on the phone asking some man to describe his anatomy?
Oh, you have described it before I asked you.
I have never.
Oh, indeed you have, and Mr. Lassiter can verify it. I'm sure he has.
Whoa, wait a second, Carolyn. I've never seen it.
But did he not admit to you that it was a certain size?
Well, he certainly seemed to get awfully distraught when we suggested it might not be very large.
Oh, you got that right. Jacob is a hoot.
And
Jacob has really severe psychological problems.
Oh, and who are you to judge? Were you not a moment ago telling me not to judge? I have the right to judge. You do not.
Oh, I have the same right you have, but I don't claim to be holier than thou. You see.
Or well endowed.
Oh, no. Never have I said that I am holier than thou. It is Jacob who declares that he is. I heard him tell you in the beginning of your conversation, Bob, that he knows the difference between right and wrong. He knows what is right and what is wrong. Get off my case. The moment somebody like Jacob could tell me that he has the sole priority regarding right and wrong, then I know what Jacob is.
And don't forget, Carolyn, that 2 weeks ago, Irma told us that all of Jacob's equipment was functioning.
Oh, of course she did. How did she
To what
know,
were you
Jacob?
referring?
How did she know?
To what were you referring, Mr. Lassiter?
To what Irma said.
Yes, when we asked Irma about your abilities, and she said that she knew all of it was working.
Well, because I am a healthy young man.
Yeah,
How
right.
does Irma know that you function?
Right, healthy enough to overpower this poor woman last night who had gone through this emotional experience and take advantage of her.
Mr. Lassiter, to suggest violence upon women, that's below you.
She
Even
is
you.
not suggesting violence, my dear
I mean,
sir.
Jacob, even Bob Lassiter, if he was sitting there with a healthy young woman who thought that she had seen demons on the television set, wouldn't try to talk her into bed.
It was not at my suggestion, Mr. Lassiter. I said that we prayed, and then she had to retire because of the emotional. She was distraught emotionally.
Right, for the neck rub she had to retire, which turned into the back rub, which turned into, I can't even
We do
begin
not
to
engage
imagine.
in such obscene fornication, Mr. Lassiter.
Obscene fornication? Obscene fornication? Is
Are you deaf?
fornication obscene, Jacob?
I mean, it was just a little heavy petting last night, Jacob?
No, Mr. Lassiter.
Oh, it went all the way.
No, Mr. Lassiter. I can assure you our virginity is intact.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'm going to believe that, Jacob. There you are, spending the night with Irma, and your virginity is intact. Yeah, right, Jacob, sure.
You know what? He's an obscene virgin, whether he's for real or phony.
You are an obscene communist.
Oh, God. You know, this is really funny, Jacob. I have no more regard for men who are like you. If you are a man. I mean, are you a man?
Are you a whore?
Oh. Jacob, I'm a woman, and I have no desire whatsoever to let you con me into such derogatory terms. You said to Bob Lassiter about fornication that it was obscene. Give me a break, Jacob. Women who feel the way I do not fall into the category of whores, and men who fornicate do not fall into the category of obscenity. You're a hoot. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Carolyn. Oh, Jacob, how can you talk about... Joanne in Tampa. Joanne wanted to talk with you, but I guess she couldn't hold on long enough. Well, Jacob, what time do you think Irma will be getting up?
I don't know, Mr. Lassiter. In a little while.
Think she might be up for calling us this
I don't
afternoon?
think so today, Mr. Lassiter.
Why not? I mean, you know, she could explain to the people what happened last night.
One demon in 24 hours is enough for her.
Well, she could tell the people about this terrible demon experience that she had last night and then perhaps clarify, and I'm sure, you know, go along with your story as to what actually happened in your den of iniquity last evening. Did you have on your red smoking jacket again, Jacob, when she came?
Mr. Lassiter, what does that mean?
What did you serve last night, Jacob?
Type of things.
Well, what did you serve last night? You know, wine or...
No, Mr. Lassiter, no wine. That is...
A little amaretto, perhaps, over ice?
It was lemonade, Mr. Lassiter.
Lemon, a fresh squeezed or out of an envelope?
No, it was fresh squeezed.
Fresh squeezed lemonade. Oh, Jacob, yeah, right. And then you had vodka in it, didn't you, Jacob?
Mr. Lassiter, I would no more drink that evil liquid.
No, but you'd give it to poor Irma. That's why she thought she saw demons on the television last night, Jacob, because you had spiked the lemonade with vodka.
Mr. Lassiter, I would not do such things. I have never even picked up alcoholic beverages.
You didn't see the demons last night, did you, Jacob? It was only poor Irma who saw the demons.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Lassiter.
Yeah.
I have seen demons.
Switched the glasses on her, didn't you, Jacob?
Mr. Lassiter, she knows that I am not interested in the type of things you suggest.
Let me put you on hold. I got to take a couple of commercial breaks here. Don't go away, Jacob. Please. This is just a disgusting. Get the small children out of the room. Time, Jacob. You're still there?
Yes, Mr. Lassiter.
Okay. Ann and Brandon wants to have at you. Go ahead, Ann.
Hello, Jacob.
Yes.
Are you for real?
Madam, I am a living, breathing human being, if that's what you mean.
Well, I understand that, but...
With lust in his heart.
Jacob, if you disagree with everything that Mr. Lassiter says and stands for, why do you continue to call the program?
Because my point of view needs to be put across.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Little kids need to hear that it's okay to have women stay overnight.
Yeah, Jacob, if
There's a perfectly good reason for that, Mr. Lassiter.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there is, Jacob.
But, Jacob, if you're sincere and you're Christian, why would you submit yourself to calling up and saying that you had a woman spending the night with you? That itself just sounds funny.
That was not my intent. Mr. Lassiter, as usual, twists everything I say.
Uh-huh. Well, Jacob, it seems like you're putting yourself under the gun by calling up. If you disagree with everything he says, why do you continue to hang on the phone for hours on end? And
hours?
Uh-huh. And you call all the time. I hear you call all the time. You listen to him and he talks to you, and you call people whores. Why would you call Carolyn a whore? You know, if you're a follower of Christ, did Christ walk around in the streets calling people whores?
She was making obscene comments, and she deserved that, and that's what she is. And I said so.
And who are you? I don't understand. You know, I'm Christian, but my beliefs are my own. Why do you want to push your beliefs on it?
And when you were a single woman, would you have stayed overnight in someone's house, a single man's house?
If Pardon me, I'm sorry.
When you were a young single woman, would you have stayed overnight in a gentleman's home?
And you must add,
Unchaperoned?
and you must add, had you experienced the same thing that my young and lovely girlfriend had?
I don't know what she experienced. Whether or not I stay in someone's home is, that's my business. I wouldn't expect other people to live by what I believe in.
Well, Ann, I'm sure you wouldn't have given such an impression of impropriety. I'm confident of it from just speaking with you a few moments.
Well, I first of all wouldn't have called the radio station and called all of Tampa Bay what I did.
Thank you, Ann. Jacob, you'll hold on through the news, won't you? There are a lot of people that want to talk to you.
Yes, Mr. Lassiter.
Okay, I thought you would. NBC News coming your way at the top of the hour. 3 more hours yet to go. And yes, Jacob will be on the line when we return after the news to handle whatever it is that needs handling. Seems quite good at that.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try...
10 minutes after the hour of 1 o'clock. Welcome back. We'll be checking in sometime this hour, I do believe, with Brad James out of the J.C. Penney Golf Classic. And we'll be checking in with Jack Ellery and his postcards over there at Hyde Park Square. And, of course, we'll be checking in with Dick Norman and possibly even Ted Webb. You never know about those kinds of things out at the Clearwater Mall for our phone home day. But in the meanwhile, we've got old Jacob on the line here. Jacob, do you have a spare toothbrush perhaps for Irma when she gets up this morning?
Yes, Mr. Lassiter.
So Irma keeps the toothbrush over at your house.
No, Mr. Lassiter, I have an extra one.
What's she sleeping in, Jacob?
What is she sleeping in?
Yeah.
I do not know, Mr. Lassiter. The door is closed.
Think she's sleeping in a buff?
No, Mr. Lassiter.
You didn't provide her anything to sleep in?
No, Mr. Lassiter. I do not have such things.
Oh. Well, so what are you and Irma going to be doing after she gets up this afternoon?
We'll probably go to the mall.
Mm-hmm. That's what you had planned on doing?
Yes.
So you did have plans to keep her overnight and then go to the mall today?
No, I was going to pick her up at her apartment tomorrow.
Oh, now we're starting to stutter, eh, Jacob?
No, Mr. Lassiter.
Rocky, do you buy all of this?
Good evening. Jacob, if I was there, I'd pat you on the back. I'd like to say congratulations for your first piece of nookie. I bet you feel real good. You know, it says in the Bible, Jacob, that you're not supposed to lie. But I've caught
I am not lying, sir.
You are lying. I've caught you in a few. Your voice has changed since the last night, and I know what did it.
What are you referring to?
Yeah, but the acne's starting to clear up too, isn't it, Jacob?
I do not have acne, Mr. Lassiter.
Oh, really?
Is she tight, Jacob?
Mr. Lassiter, this man's a disgrace.
Don't tell me I'm a disgrace. You're giving a bad impression out here for all the kids out here listening.
Yeah, you sure are, Jacob.
You ever heard of a man by the name of Ted Kresge? If
Are you-
you're a religious man, you ought to know who he is.
I do not know this man.
Then that proves my point. You're living on a whim. You're a liar.
I don't need a fool and ignoramus like you to talk to me this way, sir.
Shut your mouth, Jacob. I'm going to tell you something. Either you're sick or she is. You know what I think it is? I think you're after her. I think that she's heavily into religion.
Rocky, let me ask you, Rocky, mellow out here a second. Let me ask you a question, Rocky. Do you believe my scenario or Jacob's scenario? Which do you think is the most believable in this case?
I agree. I believe with Bob Lassiter. I think Jacob's lying. I think he's going to keep her there tonight too.
Yeah,
I think you're a sociopath.
like her lemonade again, so she'll see more demons.
I think you're a sociopath, sir.
You know what I think really happened? I think you got a little bit of drunk and you stuck some Spanish fly in there.
Yeah, like the old lemonade.
She'll probably get up in the morning after the hangover and say, what happened last night? And you're going to say, oh, you saw a demon.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Rocky. I appreciate it. Wolfman in Palmetto. Which story do you buy, Wolfman?
I buy yours, Bob.
You buy mine?
Yeah.
This is not surprising.
Julie, could you turn the pot up a little bit more on the line B there? Okay, go ahead, Wolfman.
Well, I heard Jacob saying that, she saw a demon.
And I just want to clarify, Jacob, that demons don't go around popping up in people's houses. And that's old stuff, like in the Bible.
Yeah, but their demon was kind of red and throbbing, huh, Jacob?
Mr. Lassiter, you were referring to children
With
listening.
a long nose, huh, Jacob?
Mr. Lassiter, I told you I did not see the demon.
Did you ever see...
Described it to me.
Jacob, did you ever see the movie called The Boob Tube?
No, Mr. Lassiter.
Remember Safety Sam?
No, Mr. Lassiter.
But that's what a demon looked like. You probably had this poor woman watching The Boob Tube. And when it got to the point of Safety Sam, this poor woman screamed and said, "Oh, it's a demon, it's a demon." Yeah, right, Jacob.
I told you the movie we were watching, Mr. Lassiter.
Yeah, sure.
His girlfriend went to a demon. Has she seen one?
I can assure you, sir, she does not lie, and she did see a demon.
I'll bet she did.
Are we drinking Kahlua and cream?
I do not drink alcoholic beverages. Neither one of us do.
Thank you, Wolfman. Terrible line there, so I'm going to go on to somebody else here. This is just pathetic, just pathetic.
Yes,
John in Tampa, hi, you're on the air. Which story do you believe, John?
I got to go with your version, Bob. The demon story I can understand, but in Jacob's case, the demon's probably around 4 inches long.
Yeah, how big was the demon, Jacob?
Mr. Lassiter, she saw the demon, and it was a formless shape, as she described it. I don't know what you're talking about, but I assume it's obscene and filthy.
Hey, Jacob?
Yes?
Why can't Irma come to the phone?
I assume she is still sleeping, if that's any of your business.
You sure it's not that she's having a hard time walking to the phone?
There's nothing wrong with her legs, sir.
Oh, really? Tell us about her legs, Jacob.
Mr. Lassiter, I assume you've seen legs?
Yeah, I've seen legs.
Well, apply it.
Apply it? What did you apply to her legs, Jacob?
I did not apply anything to her legs, Mr. Lassiter.
A little scented oil, maybe, you know?
Maybe some pure white?
Thanks, John. Nobody really seems to believe you, Jacob. You know what I mean?
Mr. Lassiter, considering the caliber of your listening audience, I'm not surprised by these results. It's a known fact that most of the people who listen to your show are alcoholics and drug addicts.
Oh, so you read the paper too?
Yes, I saw the articles about you, and I'm glad you brought this up.
Bet you cut them out, didn't you, Jacob?
No, I did not. I threw them away with the rest of the trash.
Oh.
I'm checking into preparing suit against that fool that masquerades as a journalist. This putting the adjective effeminate before my name.
Skippy in St. Pete. Hi, Skippy. You're on the air with Jacob. Which side of the story? Which side of the story do you believe?
Certainly not his, Bob.
You don't believe my side of the story?
No, I think he's a pervert.
Who, me or Jacob?
Oh, Jacob.
You think Jacob is a pervert?
I think he's a raging pervert.
A raging pervert?
You're sure?
A raging effeminate pervert?
You said it, Bob.
What do you think that poor Irma really saw last night? I mean, what do you think this demon was that she saw?
She saw something sticking out in the living room and was very afraid.
Were you standing over by the television set at the time that Irma saw the demon, Jacob?
I was not, Mr. Lassiter.
Did you have any clothes on at the time?
Yes, we did.
What's this wee stuff? Have you got a frog in your pocket? I was talking about you.
Yes, I did, idiot.
Idiot?
That's Mr. Idiot to you, sir. Bob.
Yes?
What can we do about this poor nervous human being?
Well, I'm very concerned for Irma. Wish we could have this call traced so that we could send the police over to rescue her.
Yeah. Where's Irma? Can I talk to Irma?
No, you may not.
Oh, why? I mean, she's a nice Caucasian girl. You know, I would love to, talk to her and ask her how they're dealing with an alien being. You know, you
hold up a mirror and look into it. There's the alien sex pervert.
Did you call? Is that what you? Did he call me that, Bob?
That's what he called you. I'm a little bit disturbed about this whole thing too. Jacob, I'm just going to cut this short at this particular point in the game. This is just getting out of hand. We're all very, very concerned for Irma. I want you to have Irma call me as soon as she gets up this afternoon Jacob, at that point, I have to say goodbye to you. We go over to Hyde Park Square at this point in the game. I don't know. I just can't begin to imagine what all of this demon talk is about. I feel very, very concerned and worried for Irma. We're going to try, if humanly possible, to see if we can't trace that call and find out exactly what is going on with Irma. Send the EMS over, whatever it's going to take. Because, boy, I want to tell you, I'm concerned. Let me give you the...
And I think the reason you like King Kong Bundy so much is because...
Whoa. Go on.
I think the reason you like King Kong Bundy so much is because you look like King Kong Bundy.
I like King Kevin in St. Petersburg. Hi, Kevin. You're on the air at WFLA.
Robert.
Yes.
How you doing?
Fine.
I want to talk to you, if I may, a few minutes about a show previous to this week.
Yeah.
It was your, I don't know how you call it, your abortion issue?
Or
your women's rights issue?
Yeah.
I don't want to get into a big yelling match with you because it's not going to solve anything.
You're on with Fowler this morning, weren't you?
Well, that's not why I called.
Well, it's why I'm going to hang up on you, though. Now we'll go to Lee in St. Pete. Hi, Lee. You're on the air at WFLA.
How you doing, Bob?
Fine, Lee.
I've met you once before, and I think that you're a great man.
Well, thank you, Lee.
And I'd just like to say I think that you were good for a Man of the Year.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, Lee. I appreciate it very much. John. Tampa. Hi, Lynn. You're on the air at WFLA.
Welcome back, Bob. Bob, I think I have an idea what may have traumatized Irma.
What?
I think when Jacob was watching some program on TV, his robe must have started to rise.
Yeah.
In certain areas. And I think that Irma may have asked him while he was concentrating on TV, what was that? And he may have inadvertently said, that's the good fairy doll.
Yeah, you're lucky for Jacob she didn't throw the Bible at it,
Well, what happened, I think, was Irma, being the lovely woman that she is, probably petted the doll, and then when it stood up and spit at her, she probably bit it and made it fall over dead, and that's on her conscience.
It could be. It could well be.
So I really sympathize with him, and I'd like to know maybe there's something I can do to help.
Well, I just hope that the next time that Irma sees the demon, she has, one of those great big $100 Bibles and throws it right at the demon. That should make it go away.
I hope so. Nice talking to you, Bob.
Nice talking to you, Lynn. Bye-bye. Well, WFLA.
Hey, Mad Dog.
Hi there.
I got a demon I'd like to show her.
Well,
Jacob.
Yeah.
Illiterate, faggot Christians. I'm tired of them.
What faggot Christian? Jacob doesn't appear to me to be, a faggot.
Well,
a little wimpish, maybe a little effeminate.
Not interested in Irma's big jugs.
Well, he didn't say he wasn't interested. He simply said he hadn't. Let's see, how can I phrase this on a Saturday morning? Hadn't explored the issue.
Well, that says a lot of things about his character right there, don't you think?
Well, I think it does too, but I'm not sure that he's being completely honest with us.
Well, they do have a tendency to lie. Of course,
if you recall, when Jacob is asked a direct question, he frequently stutters.
Right.
Well, Mr. Lassiter, no, Mr. Lassiter. He seems to get upset and at a loss for words, as though he's searching for something to say. With an old T-shirt.
Right.
And if I didn't provide her with an old T-shirt, what would that say about me? Suppose poor Irma had to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. She has two choices, either to put all of her old street clothes back on or to quickly dash down the hall in the you-know-what, and there's probably Jacob sitting there in the hall with a flashlight.
With the demon.
Yeah.
With the demon in his hand.
Right.
I'm anxious for her to call, and I think I know her.
You do?
Yeah, Irma with big jugs.
Yeah?
She does a routine with a dustbuster that's just amazing.
Well, we'll have to talk about that sometime.
Please mention that, will you?
I've got to take up for Jacob. I'm tired of you people
Wait a second. Wait, you want to take up with Jacob? He's already got Irma over there, Homer.
Now, wait just a minute. You can explain the whole thing. He explained it to you when he said he was a virgin. Now, he's a virgin, and he's not used to the worldly ways of you wicked people. So what he done, he and Irma were sitting there watching television.
Yeah.
No hanky-panky. They were just loose and, relaxed and had their probably looseness tie and all that stuff, And inadvertently, his robe may have fell back, and she said, "Oh, Homer, Oh, Jacob, it's a dandy. It's a dandy. And he said, oh, it's a monster. It's the monster. That's where the monster come in, see?
Yeah.
He'd never seen one before.
Uh-huh.
So he's not a pervert. He just didn't know what he was doing at a certain point.
Well, now, wait a second here, Homer, because in the past, Jacob has admitted to, in his wild youth, looking at girly magazines. So I would assume, as a teenager looking at girly magazines, he had seen the monster before.
Everybody's allowed
Monster had raised its ugly head, so to speak, before.
Transgression in that respect. But see, the thing about it is, when the reason the population of the world is so big, that when a man says, I will have sex with my wife, but at a certain point I'll discontinue.
Yeah.
But he gets to that point, he thinks he can support the world. Well, that's the way Jacob was, see? When he got to a certain point, he just started screaming and ranting and sweat rolling down his face. And Irma's all right. Irma's got a smile on her face.
Mm-hmm. Well, I still hope that Irma does call in this afternoon because we're very concerned about her here at the radio station.
Well, I would like to nominate Jacob as the phony of the year.
Jacob is the phony of the year. Why would you say that, John?
Okay. Now, I've never listened to your program before, and today was the first time I've heard it, and I was with a friend of mine and had the radio on, listening to it about an hour ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob was saying that, he had the Bible, that he was holy, and, more or less a clean, moral person.
That's what he says, yeah.
And then of course, I was, heard you talking about how, he gave Irma possibly a back rub, neck rub, back rub, and then, his hands went where they weren't supposed to go. Now, from what I understand, he's called in before. Now, it, possibly, might seem to me that, here it is, you're possibly making, accusations that he is a immoral person, and if it upsets him so much, why does he bother to continue to call into you?
Gee, I hadn't thought about it that way before.
So, because if he was, such a moral person, he would have absolutely nothing to do with you. So that's why, in my opinion, he is a phony.
Wait a second. You said if he was a moral person, he would have nothing to do with me. Why would you say that, John?
Because...
Are you an immoral man?
Okay, because a person that lives a clean moral life hates immorality. They want absolutely nothing to do with it in any way, shape, or form.
John, are you telling me that you lead an immoral life?
Well, I've, there's, a few things that I have done which have been wrong, but, I'm not saying that, I am a moral person, but, I just
So in other words, John, what you're telling me is that if you had a young woman over your house and she thought she had seen demons, you would take advantage of her, like Jacob apparently did. Do you have a rooster in the background or some chickens or something? I hear cackling.
No, it's my friend. He's in the background, and I'm having a little trouble understanding. Hold on. Jim, keep it down, please. I'm having trouble understanding.
Probably what Irma said there.
Okay, he's going to try and laugh quietly now.
Okay.
But, now, I know it's going to be a little bit hard for you to believe, but I am a virgin.
You are a virgin, too?
Yeah, believe it or not.
How old are you, John?
33.
33. Oh, you got a year on Jacob.
Yeah. But needless to say, I will admit that my hands have gone where they were not supposed to.
Oh, my God. When did that happen, John?
Oh, about maybe 7 years ago or so.
7 years ago or so, yeah.
Yeah. But,
are you still suffering, the guilt from these wandering hands of yours?
I was wrong.
Well, John, let me ask you this without getting terribly personal or graphic as far as that goes.
Yeah.
When your hands wandered, were they on someone else's anatomy or your own?
Someone else's.
Someone else's, okay.
Female.
Female. Whoa, that's good.
Yeah.
Did she slap your face or,
no.
squeal in horror or what?
No. She,
You know, she
More or less,
yanked
she
your hand off?
went along with it.
More or less went along with it.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't protest, but
Have to liquor her up as apparently Jacob had to do with poor Irma.
No, it just happened.
Just happened.
Yeah.
And of course, you feel very bad about this.
Yeah.
Have you seen this young woman since?
No.
Was that her doing or your doing?
Sort of a mutual agreement between the two of us.
Mutual agreement. I mean,
3 to 5 month period.
3 to 5 months of fondling this poor woman?
Yeah.
No wonder she didn't want to see you again.
Well, nobody's perfect. Hey, I'm a human. I make mistakes.
Do you often think about this episode?
Sometimes.
How often? Once a week? 3 times an hour? How often?
Maybe once a month.
Think about it once a month.
Maybe.
And of course, you're overcome with remorse.
Let me put it this way. If I had the opportunity, I would probably do it again.
Oh, my God.
But, everybody's,
if you had the opportunity. 7 years have gone by and the opportunity hasn't come by since?
No.
I mean, even Jacob has a girl.
Yeah. But,
well, John, I hardly know what to say.
Yeah. Well, you've got other callers calling in, so let me go ahead and get off the line so you can talk to your other callers.
Thank you,
Nice
John.
talking to you, though.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
True Confessions on a Saturday afternoon on the air at WFLA.
Mr. Lassiter.
Yes, Mark.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I've been listening to you since you came on the air, and I love Jacob.
Oh,
Great guy.
no.
Nice
Mark, how long has this been going on?
Oh, it's been going on for, several weeks now.
Oh, my goodness. Does Irma know about this?
I don't care about Norma.
Irma?
I want to talk to my buddy Jacob, but I know he's not in. Every time Jacob comes on the line, we have to turn all our
I think Jacob has been out to lunch for a long time.
Yeah, I know, but we turn off all our juice, and we wait to hear Jacob because he's the highlight of our day. I mean, every day at 3:30, wait, where's Jacob? Jacob's got a call. The reason I called you was, I think that WFLA and all their program changes that they have since I've been listening to with Jack Ellery, Paul Gonzalez, the new programming is fantastic.
In Pinellas. Hi, Margaret. You're on the air.
Hi, Bob. Do you want to really know what happened between Jacob and Irma?
You know, Margaret?
What'd you say?
You know?
Yeah, I talked to Irma today, and she told me that Jacob had an inflatable doll.
Yeah.
And he put the doll on one side of him and Irma on the other. And he turned over and held the inflatable doll all night in his arms.
Oh, no. Poor Irma, after going through a traumatic experience
So the
like
next
that.
morning, Irma woke up and he still had the doll in his arms, and he stuck a needle in the doll and punctured it and left.
Oh.
He said, I'll never go back there again. He's weird.
Poor Irma.
And he told he wants to go to heaven with his rubber doll.
Could be. Well, thanks for filling us in on that info, Margaret.
There's a videotape of Shanks mooning. He watches it over and over again, and that's what it was.
Oh, my God. I never thought of that, Tom. That would look like a demon to an innocent girl like Irma.
Probably would, and it explains why.
Probably be enough to make me swoon, even.
Okay, Bob, good show.
Sure, Bay. Hi, Estelle. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Greg's sister. I just think that Greg's disgusting.
Pardon? Okay, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Estelle. We didn't have much fun with it, but, hey, we're not here to enjoy ourselves. We're just here so that you can enjoy yourself. We're on the air.
Oh, about that last thing that was just commented about me, I'm going to ignore that.
No, you're going to be hung up on only once a day, no matter what, Greg. Grace in Temple Terrace. Hi, you're on the air, WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Grace.
Listen, I want to tell you what a beautiful article there was about you in the paper.
Well, glad you enjoyed it.
But
Thank you.
I was surprised because I picture you in my mind as tall and slim.
Well, that's what I am, tall and slim.
Anyway.
Chip cookies with Breyers, Ohaganoff, Breyers chocolate.
I can't shop at Albertsons. I refuse to shop at any
You won't
place
go to
that has a cash register that tries to talk to me.
Oh, that's pretty strange.
I mean, come on. I enjoy my privacy, and it's bad enough when people try to talk to me, but damn it, when I've got to put up with a machine who wants to tell me, have a nice day, your change is, chocolate ice cream,
But they make
$1.53.
their home brand chocolate chip cookies. All right, well, you have a nice day, Bob.
I'll try, mate.
Bye-bye.
Be good. That was the last call. It was Saturday, and I had 2.5 hours of full parts. Something went wrong with the phones. But hold on. Charlie in West Tampa. Hi, Charlie. You're on the air at WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Hi, Charlie.
Charlie in
West Tampa, yes.
So how's it going, Bob? Did you have a nice vacation?
Yes, I had a very nice vacation.
I had the funniest
Looking
story.
forward to my next one already.
Yeah, where are you going this time, Bob?
I don't know.
Montana?
I just want to go there. What do you mean, Montana? I didn't go to... I went to Davenport on family business. I went there for Thanksgiving. It's Davenport's a real nice town, but even I have a little, more flair than to just pick Davenport as a vacation destination. It's a delightful town, but, I mean, come on.
No football teams, no baseball teams.
Right, it's a lot like Tampa.
Did they have wrestling?
I didn't hear any advertised while I was there, but I'm sure they...
Figured they'd have a bunch of guys with chewing on a piece of straw or something. Anyway,
it's a tad more sophisticated than that. It's actually a very sophisticated town. They just have a bad newspaper.
Bob, the funniest thing happened the day you left.
What?
And you probably didn't hear about it because there was a little accident with some snowbirds.
No.
There was a car that had 2 people from Ohio in it.
Yeah.
They were in their 70s. Bob.
Well, that goes without saying, yeah.
They ran into the side of a train, Bob.
Ran into the side of a train?
Yeah, a moving train.
We don't even have trains around here to speak of.
Trains?
They must have, really had to go out of their way to find a train to run into.
Well, I don't know how they did it, but they did, Bob. The crossing thing was down and everything.
And went right through the gate into the side of the train.
Well, I guess they I don't know what happened. That's all I know is they said that all the stuff was operating correctly, but they ran right in that train, Bob. They both lost it too.
Oh, pity poo.
I thought you'd enjoy the story. Anyways,
Geez, I hope the motel bill was paid in advance.
Oh, Bob, I shot Shanks a bird yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because of some of the stuff he said about you the other day. I don't know if you got any of the quotes in it, and he called you a clown and all this stuff.
He called me a what?
He said he was in town he said, I've been in this town, in this market, a lot longer than that clown has.
A man that used to sell laxatives and talk about, moving experiences sitting on the toilet had the nerve to call me a clown?
You won't believe what this guy looks like, Bob. I mean, you can look into his head and like a mirror and kind of like straighten out your hair or something.
What was he standing or sitting at the time?
Oh, he was walking around in this little tuxedo or whatever.
Walking around in a little tuxedo?
Yeah. No, maybe not a tuxedo, but he was all dressed up, and I can't. Anyways, I tried your pretzels and ice cream. I finally got it to work, Bob. It's great.
Oh, it's the best recipe. It does take a little bit of practice. I will admit that. But once you get that recipe down, it is just, it's a hell of a lot better than sitting on the John, having a BM.
It just takes a while to get over that little headache you get there when you first eat it because it's so cold.
Huh.
The glass of milk is okay. Anyways, Bob, glad to have you back. And we went crazy the week you were gone.
Well, thank you, Charlie.
But have a good one, Bob. And by the way, I saw your wife yesterday. She's a very nice-looking lady.
A gorgeous-looking lady.
Okay, Bob.
Thanks, Charlie.
Have a good one.
I'll try. 990-935.
Hey.
Hi.
I just called mainly because you said the Sonotner was empty, and I was worried.
Well,
but
you were worried.
You did some good work here. I also wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah?
Have you given up on not being called Bob?
I gave up on that when I was about 12 or 13 years old.
No, but recently you said that you were just going to go by Lassiter, and I tried so hard to be cooperative with that, but nobody else is doing it, and I don't like calling you just Lassiter. It sounds disrespectful.
Well, not to my ears, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, I mean,
to totally retrain a top 20 market in your name is a gargantuan task.
Well, if everyone cooperated, particularly those of us who want to have you around.
Does this sound like a cooperative audience to you, Diane?
Come to think of it. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, you see my point?
Lost cause.
Well, I tell you, I had a caller the other day with the first name of Moose, and I really liked that. I thought that would be good.
I heard that.
Moose Lassiter. It has a nice ring to it,
Oh, I love it. I think Moose Lassiter is perfect.
It's a great name.
I like it better than Mad Dog.
Well, Mad Dog is okay. Mad Dog isn't really a name. Mad Dog is more of a description, right? But Moose Lassiter, ladies and gentlemen, Moose Lassiter. Oh, God, it gives me goosebumps,
Oh, it
Diane.
does me, too. Ooh, I can't tell you what it's doing to me.
Yeah, maybe, I think what we might do in the fourth and final hour today
Yes.
is to kind of do a survey, a poll, as to what, we might come up with for a new first name for me.
Okay. Well, since I won't be able to call in on that, I'll put in my vote for Moose. I think it's wonderful.
Moose. Okay, actually, let me get a piece of paper here, and we might even start right now with this. I have no shame. I've already been named Man of the Year by Ted Webb's audience. That in itself is a little bizarre.
Contributed to that.
But one vote for Moose.
Moose. I think it's perfect. And you can still be described as a mad dog or maybe a mad moose.
A mad moose Lassiter. Oh, that's even better.
Mad moose, can you imagine how much damage a mad moose can inflict?
Whoa. Oh, I can see it now. Just stomping around the field out there, snorting and going,
That would be worse than a bull in a china shop.
It certainly would.
Oh, my.
Mad loose in the studio.
Oh, and just think they could say, look out, the mad moose is loose.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
And then we could even have contests with, maybe dinners for two at Leverock's or something. People who could say mad moose loose 3 times fast without having to be dumped.
Fantastic. I think we're on to something.
I think we are, too.
Okay, Mad Moose.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Diane.
I love you.
If you would like to take part in, the rename Lassiter poll, just, feel free to do so.
Listening to get
Maybe, didn't mean to cut Ray short, but maybe if this is for real, we're going to get our answers to our questions today. Irma in Clearwater. Irma, is that really you?
Yes, it is, Mr. Lassiter.
Oh, it is. I'd recognize that sultry voice anywhere. Irma, are you free from the clutches of that crazed animal?
Mr. Lassiter, that's why I called. I wanted to set the record straight. Jacob is not holding me hostage here against my will. He does not tie me up. We have a truly Christian and good relationship, and why you accuse my beloved of these awful acts, I do not know.
Well, Irma, because the whole story seemed rather bizarre and peculiar to us here. This demon that you saw last night, Irma, could you describe it for us?
Well,
the demon that jumped out at you?
I didn't expect it, and I really didn't know it was a demon at first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still really shaken up about the whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I knew it was a demon was because it was filled with so much hate. I could just feel the hate coming towards me.
Kind of pulsating.
No, it wasn't. It just was coming straight at me.
Oh, my God.
Just hate and coldness and evil.
Oh, throbbing with evil, right?
Evil.
Throbbing with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hissing and spitting.
Well, I guess if demons hiss and spit, it would have, but it didn't. I have to say it did not hiss and spit.
And it was ugly, right?
I felt very, very afraid.
And probably kind of red and purple and, the most gruesome thing you've ever seen, right?
Well, no, it was actually just like a white sort of apparition. It wasn't...
Just kind of white and limp?
Well, it was very hazy. It was very hazy. That's why I said I didn't realize it was a demon until that hate just hit me, that wave of hate from it.
Yeah.
It just scared me so much. I was so glad Jacob was with me.
It burned like fire when it hit, right?
Well, it was just very chilling, Mr. Lassiter.
Chilling?
Yes, very chilling.
It didn't burn? Well, it wasn't like flesh ripping apart?
No, Mr. Lassiter.
Oh, really, Irma? Had you ever experienced anything like that before?
A demon? No, I haven't. I've never seen a demon before.
Are you into horseback riding, Irma?
I have ridden horses, but not lately.
Well, perhaps that might explain why it, didn't rip and burn.
Mr. Lassiter, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Well, Irma, there are a couple of other areas that we wanted to clear up, too, so let me quickly move along to those. When Jacob took you to the bedroom, which, of course, was a spare bedroom.
Yes.
You know for a fact it was the spare bedroom. Well,
I don't really recall a whole lot from last night, because we were just very, very tired from all the praying we did after the demon, and I felt very drained from the whole experience. But
well, Jacob says he didn't provide you with anything to wear. I mean, he didn't give you an old T-shirt or a bathrobe or anything like that. What did you sleep in, Irma?
My clothing, Mr. Lassiter.
You slept in your clothes. Well, I would imagine it was, drenched with perspiration from this grueling experience that you had been through.
Well, I was just so emotionally drained, I just fell into bed.
And you're sure it was the spare bedroom?
Yes, I'm sure it was the spare bedroom.
So you have been in Jacob's bedroom before?
Well, sure, to get something out of the bedroom. His Bible, some mailings.
Doesn't Jacob have a Bible in every room?
Well, he's got 2 Bibles. He's got a real beautiful leather-bound edition with the gilded pages in the living room. We don't use that one because that one's for show.
Is that a big, heavy one?
Yes. It takes up like half the coffee table.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, but he has one that his personal Bible, very well worn, and that one he takes with him usually everywhere he goes.
Irma, the next time this demon appears to you, may I recommend that you pick up that big, heavy Bible and start beating the demon with it?
Well, we had a Bible, and we were praying, and that kept it away, Mr. Lassiter. It's the Word of God that keeps the demons at bay.
Was this the Bible that Jacob had in his lap?
Mm-hmm.
And the demon appeared shortly thereafter?
Mm-hmm.
The lemonade that Jacob served last night, Irma, did it taste peculiar?
Well, it was a bit tart, but it seemed fine.
Did you and Jacob drink from the same glass? As honeys and sweethearts would do. I mean, did you, kind of perhaps give Jacob some of your lemonade to drink as he gave you some of his?
No, I had my own glass of lemonade.
Is that a normal occurrence at Jacob's house where, you don't share from the same glass?
No, we don't. As a matter of fact, we use plastic glasses.
Plastic glasses? Well, it doesn't surprise any of us here at the radio station. Did he serve you any food?
No, we didn't have any food. We were just watching the movie. I thought it would be a very nice movie. That Mr. Jimmy Stewart, he's a very good actor,
Oh, yes, he is indeed. It's a fine, fine film, and I'm so sorry. I hope that when you watch this film again, it won't rekindle this memories of this tragic experience, Irma.
I know. I can't decide what brought this demon around. Whether it was the film or just we were in the living room, I don't know, Mr. Lassiter, but it was very...
Has anything like this ever happened before with Jacob?
No, it has not.
Had Jacob left the room prior to this happening for, a spell, perhaps going to the bathroom or something to, obviously relieve himself?
No, we were on the couch together.
On the couch together with a Bible in Jacob's lap, and suddenly the demon just arose and attacked you.
Mm-hmm. We had the lemonade, and we were sitting there watching the movie, and...
Now, I appreciate that you swooned during the attack. Did you notice if your clothes were somewhat disheveled after the attack?
Well, I guess, yeah, they were, but I had slept in them, so...
Jacob, how did he... Was he breathing hard, perspiring, hair messed up after the attack? As though, he had been fighting off the demon?
Well, he was as upset as I was because he knew that I was upset and had seen this demon, and so we prayed together. Together we were upset and praying and trying to fend off this evil.
Irma, I thank you very much for calling in to clear all of this up. We all are relieved that you're apparently alive and well and not being held hostage, although the story does seem to be getting more and more curious, sir.